Hey everyone, and welcome to our new Q&A. Today we're going to be talking about fluency fun with Nearpod, sparking early childhood success. My name is Valentin Guerra, alongside with Marco Torres and Deborah Pingle. We're our instructional technology specialists. And I'm just review some housekeeping rules that we have. Please keep your muted, your mic muted. I'm a little dyslexic today. And feel free to type your questions in the chat section. I will be able to see them as well as Marco and Debbie, and they will be able to help me out and answer those questions for you. If you have not registered, please do so in the professional development system by adding on session 300-247. And remember to use remote check-in code if you haven't done so, which is PSJA Tech on the PD system. This will allow you to be part of a raffle at the end of the session. So one of the questions, and feel free to answer these either unmuting yourself or typing it on the chat. What is the focus for fluency in early childhood? I want you to think about pre-K3, pre-K4, kinder. Are students reading? How do we do fluency in early childhood? Any of you want to respond if you can? And if not, I'll give it to you, but I want some participation as well. Debbie, Marco, any ideas? Hey, Ms. Cáceres is going to give me some information. Letters and sounds, great job. Yes, we do focus on letters and sound. And obviously, in pre-K fluency is observing and listening to the adults when they do the read-alouds and they model the fluency of reading. So it's very important for us as teachers to do read-alouds. And pre-K children are developing those early reading behaviors, but they're not expecting yet to be reading. But like Ms. Cáceres was saying, we focus on letter name and letter sound correspondence, and we can also focus on words in a sentence, segmenting the sentence so they know, actually identifying that all letters put together is a word. So how can we do, or how can we check the student's knowledge on letters, name, and sound correspondence or words in a sentence? Ms. Cáceres, how would you do that with your students?
You can have like check-ins where you show them the letter or the sound, or ask them if the letter A, like what sound does it make, or what's the name of this sound?
But you're signaling right next to them, exactly, right? What you're doing? So
yes.
You'll have to do it one-on-one. And that's exactly what I put in here. Usually we need to individually spend time with each student. And for early child, for pre-K students, we have the CLI Circle Progress Monitoring. And for kinder, we have Texas Kia. And those are what it gives us information about where the students stand with that letter name and letter sound and sentence segmentation or even vocabulary knowledge. So it's very time consuming. And if you want to get more information or continuous information, it's just testing all the time. And I feel as teachers, we don't have that time to do it. So what if I tell you that you can do, and you can create an activity for each student to do independently, and then you can check out on their work on your own time, or specifically add or give this assignment to a student on Nearpod where they can verbally respond to you with the letter name or the letter sound or both. And they can also drag and drop and show you if they're able to identify words in a sentence. Is that something? I feel that that's something that's going to help you out a lot as a teacher, and it's going to give you a lot of feedback and save you time. So at this time, if you have your phone with you, I want you to scan in any of these 3 barcodes, and you will be going into, there's 3 different activities. The one I believe on the right has a lot of different types of activities within it. The first one and the second one, this will be the English version of letter names, and this one will be the Spanish version. So I'm going to show you how to create this, but I want you to log in and see it as student paced. You're able to listen to myself going, so go ahead and start logging in. And while you do that, I'm going to put it in here as well so I can show you. So this is the example. If you have not been able to join, I'll give you access to those again. But this is the example in English. As you can see, you see the letter on the top, and that's the biggest that I can do. Because in Nearpod, when you're trying to create this type of question is called open-ended question. It's the only type of question in Nearpod that allows you to record something and also accept an audio response from the student. So that's the one. In the student version, as you can see, if you scan the QR code, you will get right here at the bottom part a red record button, a red microphone button that the students are able to respond. So I think I did put the audio so you can hear myself, you can hear me right now giving the instructions. So you can record yourself. Look at the letter and tell me the letter name. Are you able to hear what I said? Ms. Hernandez, you have a question?
Yeah, we can hear it.
I'm sorry, it might be a silly question, but I think you guys are the right people to ask. So I see these little, you said to scan it with our phones, the QR codes. So is there a way to scan these or type something so that I can see it from my laptop, or it has to be with the phone?
Oh, I can share it with you. So
I'm just wondering, like in general, like QR codes.
Yes, you can. So I just created the QR codes because I want it easy, but I'll put it right here in the chat. Thank you for saying that. I'm like, I will be more than happy to share with you. Here you go. So if you click on here, you can see it on your laptop or your desktop yourself.
The link?
Yeah. So just click on it and you will be a participant as a student.
Oh, okay.
As a teacher, you can see if there's any people that are there. So for example, Debbie already logged in, but she has not given me any answers for that. So the students, it will show you in here the answer if they were able to give it verbally, because they will select and submit that record button. The same thing with the following letters. So with G, I actually put the same recording. Why is the audio recording not? So I actually put the same recording instructions. It's just the letter that changes. Look at the letter and tell me the letter name. So look at the letter and tell me the letter name. Now, I also found this is not fluency per se, but it's still learning how to write the letters. And you can find any of these activities already within Nearpod, or you can download and look for them on the internet and just put them in there. And I'll show you how to get them as well. So look at the letter and tell me the letter name. All you need to do is record yourself once and do it. So what I want to show you is the one in Spanish as well. So the one in Spanish, if we do live participation, which will also be everybody here. And I can share this as well. Dime el sonido de esta letra. So now I'm asking the student the letter sound in Spanish. The student will be able to click on the red record button at the bottom and say, el sonido de la letra es O. And they will record it. As a teacher, you will be able to see it. And I'll show you how that looks. I don't see anybody that joined in yet, but if you join, you will be able to do it. And while I did, for pre-K4, we have about 4 to 5 letters a week that we focus on. And for pre-K3 is about 2 to 3. And what you can do, you can just focus on those 3 letters, create this Nearpod with 3 to 5 slides where the students are just able to respond them. You can put this QR code in your ABC Center, and the students are doing it self-paced. Of course, it's going to take a little bit of time to train the students. Once the students get it, it's super simple for them to do it. But if you do the QR codes like I did on the slides, then you can grab this QR code, and I'll show you how to create it. You grab it, you put it in your center, and then the students goes with their iPad and scan them, and they're able to do it automatically. So far, before I continue, do we have any more questions? All right, let's keep on going. So now we're going to create an activity in Nearpod, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. So I want you to go to Nearpod and try to follow step by step with me how we're creating these activities. Let me go back to my slide. Here we go. So I'm in Nearpod. And I'm going to go to create. And within here, I'm going to select a lesson. So these are slides. It kind of looks like Google Slides. You're going to add a new content or activity. And like I told you, the only one so far that allows you for student verbal response was open-ended question. So you go into discussions and open-ended question, and here it says ask for a written or audio response. There's no other one yet that allows an audio response. So I'm going to go and select it, and I'm going to add it. Now that I have it here, so this is where you can you have the ability to add image, audio, or other media. You can add one audio slide and record yourself and get the instruction, or you can put the audio recorder in every single slide. Now, if you see here add image, audio, or other media, you can only allow one of them. So either you can add the image of the letter or the audio recording. So I'm going to use the audio recorder, and I'm going to give the instructions. I'm going to allow my microphone to be able to record my voice, and I'm going to give the instructions in English, but I'm going to ask for the letter sound only. Now, of course, you have the freedom to ask for letter name and sound, but I really feel that it will be better to separate letter names independently and letter sounds independently to not confuse the student. Because you can tell the student to give you letter name and sound for the letter A, and it will say the letter A, and the letter A, and it sounds A. But I think just focus on one skill at a time. It's the best thing that we can do. So there's 3 and 4 year olds, 5, 6 year olds. Focus on one skill at a time still. So I'm going to do that, and here it goes. Can you still see my screen? Yeah. Look at the letter and say the letter name. After that, submit. So I'm going to save it, but you want to make sure that you enable student audio recordings. If you don't have this on, then the student is not going to be able to see that red microphone button to be able to record and give you that. What we do here, what I did in the other one, the biggest font, and then I'll just select whichever color that I want. That's why I put blue for English. So let's say, oh, I see Ms. Valdez being here. Amy, can you tell me what are the letters that you're seeing this week with your students?
In English,
Yes, in English.
it is Q, K, and one more. I can't remember the other one.
That's fair. Let's do Q, K, and X. And we'll do that right now. So you see how I did this in here? We can save it. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate that slide. I already have the audio recording, so I just do K here. And since I did the instructions generic, it's all going to be look at the letter and say the letter name. The same for all of them. Submit. So we can duplicate it as many times as we want. Let's say X. And let's say these are for pre-K 3, but we have pre-K 4, and pre-K 4 actually has 4 letters this week. So we can add W. So when we're done, you can save and exit, or we can preview the lesson. Remember, we need to enable student recording. So if it didn't automatically did when I duplicate it, make sure that they're all enabled. We save and exit. And here it is. So I'm going to do a live participation. Well, I'm actually going to do student paste. And I'm going to copy the link and paste it in there. So please feel free to start giving me some responses so we can see it all together, how it works once you get the responses. In the meantime, I'm going to create another lesson and show you how we can do sentence segmentation. To do sentence segmentation, we need to show an actual sentence to the students. The best way to do it will be to do a draw it. So what I will do, I will upload a Word document. And I think we can upload Word documents. Let me see. I think it's PDF only. So what I can do, I'll create just a simple sentence in here. It can be, the car is red. And we will make it like that. And then I'm going to save it as a PDF. Under my downloads. So now that I have it here, I'm going to upload it, go to a draw it, and add it. And then I'm going to add the background. So as you see, this is an example. You don't have to do this when it's there, but as long as you have a draw it, the students are going to get these toolbars here at the bottom. Now you can also give instructions, and you can save an instruction in here for them. Let me add it in here. So once you tell the students when they see the sentence that they can come and grab a crayon and put a dot underneath each of the words. So they can do a dot in here, 2, 3, 4. Once they submit it, you will see it as a teacher that the students did it correctly. So what I can do in here, you can do, please. Oh, this is what I was looking for. And I'm going to do the audio recorder in here as well. Look at the sentence at the bottom. Place a mark under each word, identifying all words in the sentence. So we'll save and exit. And I'm going to also put it here, student paste, and copy it and share the link in here. So go ahead and send me some responses in there. I'm going to go ahead and look at the responses for the student space. And I go into view progress. And I see 2 people in there. Now let me see if I got some responses by the reports. So I don't have any responses yet. They opened it up, but as soon as you responded, you will be able to see what the answer was once you go to the student self-paced, because there's no responses yet. And let me see in here. If anybody have opened it and start seeing it. Debbie's open it, but we don't see it. So there's a response submitted in here. Good job. And that was what's Debbie. Debbie, you got 100% in this assignment. Great job. Let me go check in the other one if I see any responses yet. I'm clip happy right now. So this response queue, did you not see? Let me see, who was that response? Debbie, did you not see the red record button at the bottom of it? Oh, there it is.
No, I'm getting some wrong, so you can.
Aha! Thank you. So in here, you can see what you recorded yourself. Look at the letter and say the letter name. So you see the letter in here, and then you see the response. I'm clip happy right now.
This is the letter K.
Very good. This is the letter K. Thank you, Debbie. All right. So one of the other areas that I wanted to show is that Nearpod allows you to do drag and drop in multiple ways as well. So think about, I created one of the activities that I share with you, which is this one. It has a drag and drop at the end that just to show you how it works. So for example, if you wanted to create the students' names, you can put a graphic like this as the background, and then you can put letters. So I don't know, if the name is Amy, they can submit it and they can leave the letters in here that are not part of the name. As a teacher, you will see the progress of all of your students when you're in teacher view. And now, I just wanted to share also a bunch of resources. We'll make available these slides, and I created these 3 sample ones that I share with you on the QR code. I created with myself, and they have my voice, but you can see them and you can see how I create them. These will allow you to put them in your library, in your teacher library on Nearpod, and edit them yourself. There's also the Nearpod teacher resource that you can go in there and check any other resources for Nearpod. But I believe these ways of utilizing Nearpod are more appropriate for early childhood and will allow your pre-K3, pre-K4, and kinder students to navigate the Nearpod, and it will help you as a teacher to get that access or gain that knowledge and know where your students are at, and if they're getting that word, letter, name correspondence, letter, sound correspondence, sentence segmentation. You can also create in the image, put an image of a vocabulary word. So you can put a dog, you can put a cat, you can put a crab, and ask them to respond with oral as well with the open-ended question. Remember, open-ended question is the only type of question on Nearpod that would allow your students to create an auditory response. Now, thank you for joining us, December. This was our last Q&A for November. For November, we will be sending out our trainings for December soon, but we do have our last Java chat tomorrow. Feel free to join us tomorrow at 7:45, where we'll be highlighting our innovator of the month of November. And we do have also our first Tech Bite tomorrow from 11:30 to 12, where we will be discussing technology integration with curriculum, with the curriculum and instruction department, with Carla Rodriguez, and we will be having conversation on what they did this summer to implement it and incorporating in the curriculum writing process. Thursday, we will have also our last Unmute and Recharge. Will be the 30th from 4:15 to 5, where we will have 4 teachers showcasing tech tools that they use in their classroom. Thank you again for joining us. Feel free to follow us on our social media websites. You can go to our YouTube channel, where we have all of our recordings of the trainings that we do weekly. And here is our website, where you can see a lot of the things that are happening and resources for you, teachers, instructional coaches, and reading coaches.